So Nekoet picks up an ultimate orb. Oh, they're going on the Windrunner illusion. Double ult rapes that illusion right in the face, and Panda and Windrunner just say lol, and I think Windrunner wants to fight now because they just blew Flaming Lasso and Epicenter on Windrunner illusion. They did own her. They show that illusion to get back in the kitchen. Meanwhile, I get sued for sexual harassment over the internet. Please don't sue me for sexual harassment over the internet. Anyway, so we see Scourge pushing now that Epicenter is been used and will be on cooldown for the next 75 seconds. So looks like they're gonna push in. Panda, Weaver has a Radiance. Panda's getting hit a little bit. I get sort of a failed shackle shot on the Necrolit, but they managed to take down a good third of the tower's HP. And looks like Panda and Weaver both want to take the tower. Meanwhile, Sand King is doing a smart choice. He's not going to be very useful in the next team fight, so he's going to push another lane. So, looks like we saw the tail end of Necrolite dying. Which, I mean, nobody really wants to see, like, the process of Necrolite dying, right? Nah, I'm just kidding. Sorry I missed that, but you saw the tail end, and you saw that Lich got the kill with probably a Frost Gnome and a couple of right clicks. But all 5 of them jumped on the Necrolite. Necrolite, he keeps dying, man. He's getting a lot of farm, but he's not holding on to it very well. So, looks like Scourge is going to get this tower. Lion with the Finger of Death. Yamateh owns the Panda. And Batrider. Earthshaker blinked in, but Batrider and Yamateh take them out. Batrider still lives. And that's the end of that push. Without a Panda and without a Earthshaker, not very good. Sand King managed to take that tower, but I think he traded his life to the Weaver for the tower. Although Weaver's here, so I guess Sand King teleported back in. But you managed to take that tower. Good job, Sand King. You done good. Weaver time lapses, Necrolite teleports in and resumes his farm. So Yamateh with the BKB is really scary. It's a little bit interesting that they keep focusing the Panda. Panda is really devastating a team fight, but I don't know if he's so devastating because you can focus down the Fire Panda, which is the bulk of the damage. The other pandas are more of an annoyance. Single target disables that last a little bit, but they're not really too pesky. I think that if the Lich Chain Frost was still, you'd want to focus down the Lich, or if the Weaver didn't immediately Shikuchi, you'd try to Hex the Weaver and try to insta-kill him. But Yamateh keeps killing the Panda, and it's working for them. I mean, they lost the tower, but they keep killing the Panda, and Panda's becoming more and more endangered, slowly but surely. I'll be curious to see what Yamateh goes for next. Maybe goes for a Hex, maybe goes for a Dagon, maybe goes for a Force Staff, maybe goes for an Ethereal Blade, maybe goes for a Maelstrom, maybe goes for a Desolator, maybe goes for Molnir. Meanwhile, Panda dies. I feel like every time that I come back to the action, we see Panda die, and I say some lame endangered species joke, and then I chuckle to myself quietly while none of you guys hear, in sort of silent approbation of my own joke. But Panda keeps getting caught out of position. He blinks in and he dies. And he usually doesn't have teammate support most of the time. So Sentinel smoke up, and they see that an invisible Batrider is killing all the creeps along with the invisible Necrolite death pulsing all the creeps. So that was a really good use of smoke, I think. It really scared them. If you see an invisible trail of fire and invisible green blobs going at you, you're not going to be ready to push in. Earthshaker blinks in with giant ult. Chain Frost bounces down. Oh my god, raping everything. Yamateh BKBs, but he dies immediately. And wow, really strong play. Really strong play by the Earthshaker. And they save themselves a team fight. And in all these fights, Weaver doesn't die. and Necrolite keeps dying. So, the way this game goes, the worse and worse it'll become for Sentinel. I mean, Tidehunter is really only an ultimate in the late game. Necrolite can be pretty useful, Lion can be pretty useful, Sand King can be pretty useful, but not on the par of other mid to late game heroes. Like Earthshaker will remain effective for all his game because of the chain stuns, and Weaver will just keep getting stronger and stronger. So, you suck, Kaya Yamateh good, Koi sweet. I think he's saying that another player on the Scourge loves Yamateh very much and wishes to ride his meat quite a bit. So meanwhile, Scourge managed to take down the tower. Tidehunter goes and scares them, and Sand King epicenters them, and that'll force him to go back for a bit. Weaver gets lassoed and chain stun and dead. He gets dead. Meanwhile, Sand King takes some damage, and then Lich dies as well. Lich novas him. Panda is a little shocked at Lich's intelligence, and he expresses that you're extremely smart, and that's why I pressed another period, so you know. You already know what you mean. So Lich also says that I am very smart as well for staying around. We got HP and Panda can fight. Weaver's a little annoyed because he died with an invisible hero with time lapse with a million escape mechanisms, and he died to a lion. Alright, so looks like Scourge have to retreat for a little bit. Creep score! Oh my god, this is what you've all been waiting for. You've been waiting your whole life to look at this creep stat score screen. So, you see Yamateh, 100 creep kills, 1200 gold in the bank, Blink Dagger, BKB. Batrider, Blink Dagger, Vanguard, Boots, 1700 gold in the bank, 72 creeps. We see Tidehunter, jack shit, but he does have Hood. We see Necrolite, 1700 gold, 165 creeps in 36 minutes. And he has an ultimate orb, mecha, etc. Sand King, drums, or Django, Blink Dagger, etc, etc. Meanwhile, Panda finishes Ags, Windrunner is going for a Hex. So Scourge has better items than the Sentinel. Weaver managed to pick up a Reaver. It's not really looking good for Sentinel at this point. I mean, the Necrolite hasn't really finished an item in a while. Lion's item progression won't really get any better. Sand King managed to pick up Django in that time. Tidehunter managed to pick up a Hood, or a Pipe now. And might be going for a Medallion or a Buckler, or something for an extra armor. Meanwhile, with the double damage, Focus Fire, Windrunner. Looks like. But, I guess, yep, Sentinel did see that ward. Lion blinks upon the Panda, and Panda gets instigated by two ultimates, Finger Death and the Reaper Scythe. Meanwhile, Batrider Flaming Lassos, but it doesn't really work very effectively because it probably got fogged, or they probably turned invisible at that precise moment. Meanwhile, Scourge are going to focus down the Sand King. Batrider drags the Weaver for a bit, but that didn't really accomplish anything because Sand King died. So Batrider dies as well. Tidehunter is going to die right now. He probably shouldn't use his ultimate. He just does an AoE smash. Let's see if Tidehunter used that ultimate in that fight. He did not, so he has ultimate for the next fight, but Scourge have to defend top lane. It was pushed in pretty hard by creeps. And they're going to finish up Roshan, probably give it to the Weaver. And with the Roshan, I don't really see how Sentinel can really come back. It's looking pretty dire for Sentinel. I mean, Necrolite. This is sort of the problem with the Necrolite. If he requires so much farm, but he has to stand so close in the center of everything so that people will naturally focus him. And you have to focus him or else he'll heal all the damage back and just keep doing damage. But his nukes don't have much range at all, so you have to stand in the middle so you get off a couple waves of nukes, and then the other team focuses you and you die, unless you're really stacked. So it all works pretty well if you're really stacked, but when you're measuring out to other late game carries who can sort of deal their damage at spots they choose, Weaver can Shikuchi in and choose Void. Spectre can haunt in and pick a person and go after Syllabary. can use his bear and his ranged tank, and he has more natural tanking power than the Necrolite. And let's say like a Void can Chronosphere and pick his targets. Necrolite just sort of has to indiscriminately walk in, presses D a couple of times, and then hope he doesn't die before he can get off his scythe, and before, yeah. So this is sort of why Necrolite sort of, well, this isn't why, but I think it's a pretty good reason to why Necrolite hasn't been seeing as much play. So it looks like Weaver is going to finish his heart. Nope, he has 800 gold. So he's going to farm a little bit more. So Sentinel are just roaming, looking to... They do have Initiation on this side. They have a Bat Rider, they have a Sand King, they have a Lion. But they don't have the prolonged team fight that the Scourge do with the Weaver, with the other heroes. Yeah. They don't have the prolonged team fight like the Weaver. And the Windrunner, who can survive for quite a bit, and who has a Hex. Let's see, Necrolite did manage to finish his Hex, so he'll be able to spam a lot more effectively. Meanwhile, Bat Rider blinks in on the Panda. How many times have I said that? Bat Rider blinks in on the Panda. They basically use all of their ultimates on the Panda and the freaking Windrunner, but Windrunner lives. Massive Chain Frost catches them without any creeps. Kills Bat Rider, kills Tidehunter. Meanwhile, Necrolite manages to pick down Windrunner with the Reaper's Scythe, but he might... I don't know, he's pretty tank. I don't know if Weaver does enough right-click damage. Weaver's really tank, but he doesn't really do enough DPS at this point. But with a solid block, a solid hero block here, Necrolite doesn't really have a shot now. So yeah. So Necrolite goes down. And meanwhile, the camera zooms out. You might have noticed that a little bit of change. I had to pause and sort of restart my Warcraft. The graphics are flickering, and basically my computer said, "Hey, you're not balling at all. You just wish to be called balling." I said, "Fuck you, computer. My name is Bebon, and I don't give a shit what you say." And computer was just like, "Lol, you're not balling at all," and then just said, "I hate you." And man, my Warcraft 3 graphics shitty. So meanwhile, Sand King, being one of the sole survivors in the Sentinel side, is going to AFK push top. Well, Yamateh blinks in, fingers the Earthshaker immediately. More bestiality up in that this match. Meanwhile, Bat Rider blinks in and lasses the Weaver. I don't really think they can take him down. Sand King manages to come back, Burrow Strike, Sandstorms, but Weaver just tanks it all up. He has a heart, he has Aegis, he has a hood. He just doesn't really give a shit about what these guys do. A Sentry Ward gives them a couple more seconds to AFK click at the Weaver, but eventually the Weaver's like, "Alright, I'm enough of this abuse. I'm just gonna go home. Screw you guys, I'm going home." So Weaver is going to farm the jungle top, but there is a Sentinel Ward here, so they do see what's happening. Sorry, I had the fog war off. So let's see if Sentinel managed to pick up on the fact that Weaver is in their jungle killing their creeps. Climb through your window, snatching up all your hope. Yamateh blinks in, hexes, and is gonna own him. But they're not gonna use the Reaper's Sight, they're gonna try to see if they can get the Aegis, but this is gonna be tough. They pop another Sentry Ward down here. Let's see if Bat Rider can get... Nope. Oh, Weaver with your annoying max move speed skill. Nope. They aren't able to pick up the Weaver. And Panda says, "Go! Go, go!" Meanwhile, Weaver's just pissing him off, constantly using Radiance and bugs. But there are 2 Sentry Wards here, and he does get caught. So this might be the chance that Scourge is looking for. Let's see if Weaver does go down to all 5 of the Sentinel heroes.